Hey y'all, so it's almost May, and here at First Baptist Church, May is our month of emphasis on global missions. And since we haven't been able to do this for 2 years, and since, a good chunk of our congregation comes from a non-Baptist context, I want to take a minute and explain both the kind of importance and history of Baptist and mission, and also unpack a little bit of some of the language, because it can get kind of jargony. So what is this month of emphasis on global missions? What is this offering for global missions that we're going to be focusing on this month? So you may be wondering, what is missions? And basically, it's a way that we talk about spreading the gospel around the world. We believe that this is something that's important. The example of Jesus shows us that this is something that's important, and so it's something that we want to be engaged in. But because the Cooperative Baptist Fellowship is a different kind of Baptist organization, we also approach missions in a slightly different way, one that we believe is more holistic. Instead of relying on missionaries who know exactly what they're going to do and kind of come in and impose their vision from the top down, we use field personnel who spend serious amounts of time preparing for their work, going abroad, and then when they get there, spending time getting to know a community, living with them, learning with them, and then only after they've heard their needs and seen their assets and strengths and figured out how those things work together, do they start coming up with their unique missions opportunity. You'll notice also that attitude is kind of typified by the fact that we tend not to use the term missionary. We refer to most of the people that we send abroad as field personnel, partially to deal with that stereotype, but also to reflect this different attitude. They are to be in the field, working and laboring alongside of people rather than imposing their vision from the top down. And it's not just the way that we talk about it, but it's actually the things that we do. In addition to working in local churches and preaching and doing the kinds of traditional religious activities that people associate with mission, we also focus on three key areas, which are poverty reduction, global migration, and the global church. So our folks are working on everything from direct poverty reduction, like the giving of food and COVID prevention resources, to economic development, to all kinds of ways to make communities self-sustaining so that they can lift themselves out of poverty. Everybody these days is working on global migration because populations are so fluid and because unfortunately so many things are resulting in refugee crises. And so all across the world, and even here in Kentucky, populations that we would never have been able to come in contact with are coming to us. And they have unique needs, but they also represent unique possibilities. And then finally, this idea of the global church. We want to participate in what God is doing, not just in North America, but around the world. And we want to learn from church leaders, and we want to equip a new generation to stand up and show us where God is leading them and how we can be the body of Christ in the 21st century. So all of these ways combine, I think, to create a very holistic approach to missions that I think is worth supporting. And I hope that you think it's worth supporting too. And if that's the case, there are three specific things that you can do. The first is give money to the offering for global missions. We'll be collecting it all month long. There'll be offering envelopes. You can call the church and make a gift. However you want to do that, please do. And know that 100% of the money you give is going directly into the operating budgets of our field personnel, so they can buy books and equipment and food and fund interns and fund scholarships and do the work that God has called them to. The second thing that I would invite you to do is join us for Extreme Build. This is a project of CBF Kentucky that's going to take place the week of June 13th, and we come together with churches from all across the state to build a house in a week. So if you've got some extra vacation time, if you're retired, come join us. You don't have to know how to do anything construction related. You basically have to be able to hold a hammer or a paintbrush, and folks will teach you. And we'll have the opportunity to work directly with one of our CBF field personnel, Scarlett Jasper, who has been building relationships in Southeast Kentucky for over 15 years, and will be, working with the people who receive this house. Finally, I want to encourage you to continue to be the body of Christ and the presence of Christ here in our community. You are all connected to all kinds of organizations, some of which I still don't even know about because I'm still learning this context. And your volunteer work, your tireless service to this community matters. You are the ones who know what is needed here, and you're working in all of those ways. And so continue to do that. Let us know how we can support you and come alongside you. And if you're looking for something to do, if you need an opportunity to volunteer, call the church office and let us know. We can get you connected with somebody who is already working in the area that you're interested in, a nonprofit, somebody who's doing really, really good work. So I hope that clears up a few things for you. I hope that it opens up some new possibilities. If you still have questions or if you want to give a gift, call the church office and let us know, and we'll get you who you need to get connected to. I hope that you'll join me in celebrating this emphasis on global missions as we continue to be the presence of Christ, both here in Eastern Kentucky and through this offering all across the world. Thank you so much.